Why should people aim to do the impossible?
I think that it's more about if you have a big dream, I think it's important to know that you can do it if you really want. I just feel like a lot of people, they're the first thing that stops them from going after what they truly want because they think they're not good enough or they think they can't do it or but really my message is because I've experienced firsthand, I've done things that I never thought I could ever do. You don't actually need to know how you're going to do it. You just need to know the first step. Then you figure out the second step, then the third. And before you know it, you've accomplished this dream that you thought was impossible. So now I have this inherent belief that I can do anything I put my mind to, and I want everyone else to understand that because I'm no different than anybody else. So my goal is to show people that I'm no different than you. Sometimes there's little things that you can do that can move you towards your goal, and before you know it, you'll be there. So one of the things you can do is surround yourself with people that are inspiring and people that are going to support you. That really helps you get towards your goal, and among other things.
But obviously, not everyone can have an epic list of bucket list. So how do we apply that to our daily lives, to our work life?
I don't think that the right thing to do is just to quit your job and go after your bucket list. But what I do think is that it's important to take time to think about what's important to you. And those things can be big or small. It could be spending more time with family. It could be learning an instrument. No dream is greater or less great than another dream. The only thing that matters is that it's what you truly want. So I think it's important because the days move so quickly and we have so much to do to take time to think about what's really important to you and then to write them down so you remember them. Because if you don't have something to remind you that those little things are important to you are there, they get pushed and they continue to get pushed. And research tells us that most people get to the end of their life and they regret the things they didn't do, not the things they did. So in terms of why this is important day to day, I hope nobody gets to the end of their life and regrets not doing some things that they really want to do, but that's human nature. So we have to really be conscious and create some sort of accountability and mechanisms around our personal goals so that we don't forget about them, so they don't get buried. When we're doing the things that we really love, we have more energy, we are more alive, we're happier, and we're able to do our job that much better when we're in that state. We can perform better. When you take care of yourself, then you can take care of other people. If you're trying to take care of other people before you take care of yourself, you can't do a good job of taking care of other people, and then your health suffers.
So what are some of these characteristics, or what are some of the characteristics that you think matters when someone is going for their personal goals or professional goals other than persistence?
So little things that build momentum are important. So writing down your goals is important because it's a reminder that your goals exist and it makes them real. Now they're not a thought, they're actually on paper. Sharing your goals. When you talk about your dreams, people can actually help you. If you don't, then you're on your own. So talking about your goals is important, but you have to get over the fear of what other people might think or the fear of, oh, what if I fail? People will know. That stops many people. But you have to remember, if you can push through that, then you're working with friends and family and they're supporting you and you never know who's going to help you. That's how we cross things off our list, is through the help of other people. So writing down your goals, sharing, and then I think a big one is giving back. When you help someone else, ultimately that comes back to you in some way, shape, or form. When people see you out in the world helping other people, they want to help you. And it's more gratifying than doing something on your own list when you're able to really touch someone in a meaningful way and really help them in a pursuit that means so much to them. Those are just a few ways to kind of get the ball rolling.
How about for people who have not achieved their big dreams and big goals yet, or even to yourself back then, you were just writing that list with your friends and all, what advice would you have and put yourself back in that shoes, what would you tell yourself?
I've had big struggles with anxiety, big struggles with depression, and with my mental health. And so I'm someone that just puts a lot of pressure on myself, and I never would have imagined that I would have been able to do these things. What happened was, it was just slowly over time, I realized that these things were possible. And I think that if you feel stuck and you don't know whether you should go after your goal or not, I think that sometimes we hit this point where we think there's the safe route and then there's a route where I could go for it, but it's risky. Picture yourself laying on your deathbed, looking back onto this moment, and ask your future self, will I regret not doing this when I'm on my deathbed? And if the answer is yes, you have to try. And that is the driving force, that you don't want to end up like the majority of people that die regretting not living their true self. And that is a terrible thing. I can't imagine feeling like that. It doesn't mean that you have to quit everything and go do this new life. It's small changes. It's making small incremental changes towards those small things that you want to do and prioritizing those things just like you would an important board meeting or business meeting or something for your family. You are the most important, so you can take care of all those things. So use the fact that you will die one day, pretty sure, as fuel to remind yourself what's important, because that's why we ask, what do you want to do before you die? Because ultimately, we're faced with this mortality, and it's a good thing. It means that every moment is precious.
Inevitably, when there's a goal, especially when there's a big goal, you are bound to hit some obstacles, some setbacks. So how should people view such failures?
Yes, so I think failure is an incredible learning opportunity. When you fail, you learn so much about yourself, and usually it forces a pivot for you to change directions. I think we can all remember a time where we thought in the moment that we had failed, and looking back on it, we realized, oh no, I needed to do that in order to shift and go that way, and that ultimately led me to success. Failures are the most important part of your progress. Now is the time. Write your list, share it, dream big, give back, and you will take steps towards your goal.